Oh, what a great football team we played tonight. They are really athletic and extremely well coached. I mean, in every phase, they outclassed us. They blocked us and kept us blocked. We couldn't sustain blocks in the interior or on the perimeter. They did a great job on the punt block. It's embarrassing to have that happen. That hadn't happened in our program in years, and they made a bunch of plays, and I'm proud of our guys, proud of the effort. Our guys continued to fight the entire game, and it was to a point there, certainly in the fourth quarter, that it was going to be really hard for us to find a pathway to victory. But our guys never stopped fighting, and that we pride ourselves on that. Fortunately, that's been able to get us to the victory circle more often than not lately. But tonight we just faced a great team, and so congratulations to Coach Freeman and their team, and we certainly wish them success as they go forward. But we had the two guys up here, terrific players for us, and both really fought and played hard and had good football games tonight. Just collectively, we didn't do what we needed to win the football game, and frankly, so much of it had to do with them. It wasn't the fact that we misfit a bunch of runs or we had a lot of missed assignments or anything like that. We couldn't block them and keep them blocked, and we couldn't get off of their blocks, and that's the fundamentals of football, and they did that much better than us. So we'll regroup and try to get ready for next week. And when you get to this point in the season, when a team gets to this point in the season, and we've won as many games as we have, all the games are big. This was a big game today. Unfortunately, we came up short, but next week's a big game, and the one after that's a big game, and one following that one, there's not a bigger game for us on the schedule. So we got a lot to look forward to and a lot to play for.
We'll open up for questions in the back there.
Coach, talk about what it means to coach in a rivalry that dates back as long as this one does, and just the history behind this rivalry.
Well, I don't know if you call it a rivalry. You got to win sometimes for it to be a rivalry. And we haven't won this one in a long time. We don't play them every year. Thank God. They are such a good football team, and what an awesome night for our guys. And none of our guys got recruited by Notre Dame, and it's not like they had their choice of going to 14 Power 5 schools and get a chance to experience playing a team like Notre Dame, playing in a venue like Yankee Stadium. I mean, who gets to play here? Not very many football teams get to play here. Not many athletes. This is one of the most iconic sports venues in the world, and we got to go compete out there on that field. How many people are envious of our players and coaches? And so, it was awesome to be able to be out there and be a part of that tonight. I wish we could have played better. I wish we could have found a way to be more competitive in the game. But the history belongs to Notre Dame. They've won this game and certainly won tonight, and it's an awesome experience for our guys, and it's something they'll remember, and it won't be quite a fond memory, but a memory that they were able to play in Yankee Stadium.
Joe, go ahead. Joe Iacono.
Hey, Coach Monken, we knew Notre Dame was going to be awesome athletically and physically.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything from a scheme point, offensively or defensively, that surprised you at all?
No surprises. I guess maybe I'm just surprised how much better they were tonight, and I thought we would be competitive in the game. I thought we could play with them. I thought we could block them and sustain blocks enough that we could get the run game going. I thought our guys, just the way we play with effort on defense, might be able to rally and make some plays, and there were no surprises. Their football team is highly motivated. They're playing for a spot in the college football playoff. They're well coached. It's apparent that they do have a very strong culture, and those guys play together, and they're playing with a lot of pride, and so it's just a very difficult team to beat tonight, and I'm certain they're probably going to make it tough on a lot of people to beat them.
In the black, go ahead.
Coach, you emphasized some of the lowlights tonight. You know, despite the tough loss, was there any positives you found or saw throughout the game to build on moving forward?
Oh, sure. I mean, that the goal line stand was fantastic by our defense. We've done that a couple of times already this year, and just a great effort on their part. I was really proud of them for that. The 2 touchdown drives, those are gritty and tough, and there weren't any big explosive plays. We had to grind the ball all the way down the field to make those touchdowns. So I was certainly proud of that. I'm just proud of the way our guys continued to fight, and there was absolutely no quit. If you were watching our team, yeah, they kicked our butts. That was apparent, but it's also apparent that the guys in the white jerseys never quit, and so I'm really proud of them for that. And there'll be some things that we'll see on the film as we watch that we could have done better, but we didn't lose the game tonight because, as I said, we blocked the wrong guy or missed fit gaps or didn't cover the right receiver. They just made way more plays, and they were better.
Right here, go ahead.
Hey Jeff, Ralph Russo with the Athletic. You obviously you said you guys fight until the end, and nobody's going to question your guys' toughness. Do you give any consideration late in that game to giving Bryson a series off because of all the really big games you have coming up?
Yeah, no.
Can you explain what goes into that decision?
Our guys are. Every one of our guys are going to be commissioned officers in the Army. And every one of their classmates that was sitting up there in the end zone, and the other 4,000 that are back at West Point are all going to be commissioned officers in the Army. That's a mentality that is uncommon, to accept that responsibility, to make that commitment. And what a soldier does is a soldier fights. A soldier fights until the end. And we were trying to win that football game to the very end. And it got to a point where we weren't going to be able to win the football game, but we weren't going to go park the bus. And that's just who we are. And you know, had we been in a position where it was 49-28 and Bryson played his ass off, and we had some touchdown drives, and we were a little more competitive, then maybe we give Dwayne a chance to go into a game like that and to have a chance to compete on that level and on, against a team like that. That's good for him for the future. But what was good for our football team tonight was to continue to fight with our starters, our guys that we think give us the best chance to win. And we had 2 drives in the fourth quarter. One of them extended from the third into the fourth, and Bryson was in for that one. We turned it over on downs. They scored on one play. We got the ball back, and that was the last drive of the game. And we went down and scored a touchdown. And that one took 10 minutes, so we weren't going to pull him out in the middle of the drive. And that kid's a warrior. I mean, you see him walk in here, he's got blood running down his arms and legs, and his jersey looks like, the Zamboni machine pulled it around on the field out there. He's tough, and he wants to compete, and he's a leader, and that's just the fight of the American soldier. And it's important that we display that fight, because it's those men and women that we represent every time we play. So, you know, I'm proud of him, and sure we run the risk of him being beat up and all those things and going into the next game, but I think it was important. It was important for us to continue to really strive to try to finish that game with our best, and that's why we left him in there.
Couple more. Ken Kraetzer.
Coach Ken Kraetzer, CaMMVetsMedia. It was a very physical game. How do you address going into next week's game against Texas San Antonio? A couple of players were hurt, Maxi Domenico and Cody Harris-Miller. Any comment you can offer?
Well, we'll get a better evaluation as those injuries calm down. Max got hurt in the first half and was able to come back and play in the second half. He didn't finish the game. It was a knee injury, but enough that he could go back in. He knocked knees with another guy there in the end zone, and so probably a bad bruise or something like that. And we'll assess that. Cody, he hobbled off there and wasn't able to return, and so we'll get some imaging of it and really see what's going on. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and he'll be able to play. He's meant a lot to our defense, and we'd certainly like to have him down the stretch.
Thank you.
But in terms of getting ready for UTSA next week, really, I mean, it's just get back to work tomorrow. I'm proud of our guys. I told them I'm proud of them, and they gave it their best effort. We got beat tonight, and next week's game will be as hard to win as this one was. We're playing a very talented team, a very well coached team. They're playing their best football right now. They won 51 to something this weekend, and that's a team that we've always battled with and had some very close games. Last time they came to Yankee Stadium, they beat us in overtime. So we're going to get right back to work, and we'll be working on the bus on the way back to West Point, and we'll be working first thing tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ken.
Sal, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, are games like this against teams like Notre Dame a good way to gauge where your program's at right now, and what you got to do to get
Oh, I don't
next
know that.
level, so to speak?
Oh, I think to be 9-0 going into this game, this team's been playing next level. It's hard to say Notre Dame's a measuring stick for our program. We don't have a single guy that got recruited by Notre Dame, and probably after this game, Marcus isn't going to be checking the transfer portal to see if any of our guys are available. It's just the reality of who we are, and so I'm not going to feel like because we weren't able to beat Notre Dame tonight that we somehow are failing in our abilities to be able to compete at the highest level. That's a great football team, and they've beaten a lot of really good football teams, and I'm sure they'll probably win some more games and get people back in the playoffs. That's not to say that we can't be competitive with Power 5 programs. We've done that here over the course of my career. We played some of the best teams in the country really close, and took 2 top 10 teams in back-to-back years to overtime. We beat what I thought was a very talented Missouri team. We've beaten Wake and beaten Duke, and those are all schools that didn't recruit any of our guys either. So we've been able to be competitive, but this team is next level. This is talking about a top 10 football team in the country. So I'm not doing any measuring on that and where I think we are as a program. We got a really strong culture. We got really tough guys, and we got some talented guys. And now, collectively, we weren't the most talented team on the field tonight, but we got guys that fought and played, and I'm not panicking and feeling like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with our team? I believe in our guys, and I believe in our team, and we got beat by a really good football team tonight. So I hope we don't have to play them again before the season's over. we play somebody else at this point, but, you know, who knows? When I look at those teams like Notre Dame, who really have access to the top recruits in the country, when you flip on it, you know, pull up ESPN on your computer and you look at recruiting rankings, you look at recruits that are the top guys and what schools they're interested, you know, often those recruits are mentioned in Notre Dame as one of their schools. I've yet to see a top 300 prospect mention Army in one of his top schools. It's just who we are, and so.
Brinson's back in it, right?
What's that?
And Brinson's back in it,
Yeah, I don't know if he was a top 300 guy, but he's a really good player. He certainly was, and that doesn't mean we got guys on our team didn't have scholarship offers other places, but probably not any FBS offers, or certainly not any Power 5 offers. So anyway, sorry to be long-winded on that.
We'll do 2 more and then wrap up. Seth, go ahead.
Coach, you got 3 big games ahead of you. What do you tell your kids after a game like this tomorrow? I know how you practice, but what do you tell them with 3 very important games ahead?
That I'm proud of them, that I love each and every one of them, and that if we're going to win next week, we got to get back to work tomorrow and not let this derail us. And that takes mental toughness and self-discipline, because it's easy to look and feel like, man, we just got our butts kicked. What's wrong with us? And you can let it. We could let it affect us, but I think we got a mature enough team, and when a team gets to this point of the season, we're 9-1. The games are big. Next week's a big game. Our guys know that, and for whatever that means, but it's just the next opportunity to play and really to get the bad taste out of our mouth from tonight. And so hopefully our guys won't let this game linger into next week. And I hope we win next week. If we don't win next week, it won't be because of tonight. I know we've got a mature enough team to not let that happen. But we're going to have to really work hard to beat UTSA, because I think they're really good.
Anyone else? Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Be Navy.